Hey there, Warhammer Fantasy fans. Sheeb here on the Codex Dan channel, bringing you another battle report from the Alberta Onslaught Tournament in Edmonton in October of this year. Say hi, baby. We're going to be doing this battle report together. I'll often refer to my co-host for any commentary he may want to offer. Do you have anything you want to say, baby? Maybe later he will. So the second matchup is actually the third matchup, is me against an Orcs and Goblins player, which is what I'm thinking is great, because I've always played Orcs and Goblins a lot from Dan, and so I've learned a lot about how they play, so I should be doing better. However, I think I'm going to title this video, How to Lose with Wood Elves in a Tournament number 2. Here's how it goes. The battle line scenario, so we have the deployment set up diagonally across from each other. I have my units of 8 Dryads on my left. My Tree Man is up front in the middle, trying to get into combat ASAP. Treekin in between 2 units of Glade Guard. And up here on his right flank, he's got a unit of Goblin Archers. A unit of, this is Night Goblins. This is a Squig Herd. This is a Mangler Squig. And then Night Goblin Spearmen. Oop. There we go. And on the right flank, I have my other unit of Dryads, unit of Glade Guard, and another Squig Herd, more Goblin Archers, Spear Chukka, Stone Thrower. This is where a lot of our units started in reserve. I managed to get all of my units on the board, except for my really large unit of Glade Guard with my level 4 mage in it. So they starting off in reserves. He has a ton of stuff in reserves, as you can see. He's got another Spear Chukka, another Mangler Squig, another Spear Chukka, and he has a few great goblins with some really nasty weapons, some great weapons. They're really cool. They're big scythes. You'll see them later. And then all of his fanatics and crew for his war machines are off to the side as well, just to keep things simple. So he starts off, he gets the turn to go first, and he does a magic missile, killing a number of my Glade Guard. First casualties of the game, whatevs. We're still not deterred, even though we have 2 massacred losses under our belt. The Wood Elves will come back. I move up my Dryads, he takes some pot shots at them, manages not to kill any because they're skirmishers and they're a lot harder to hit. His Squig Herd moves up. Everything else kind of stays back because he really isn't anxious to get into combat, but I am. And so we managed to do a few more spells after shooting at the Tree Man with the Archers. He cast this spell on him. Ooh, what is the spell? Well, he did a really good job. Oh, it was Itchy Nuisance. That's what it was. So he denied me movement and all my weapon skills and things like that, and made me just really slow, so I would be able to charge in next turn, as well as bringing me down a lot of wounds with his Stone Throwers and his Spear Chukkas. So I'm sitting on 1 wound and I can't move very far. I can only move 1 inch. So not good for Wood Elves, but I'm undaunted. Carrying on, I managed to make a sweet charge into the Goblin Archers, which they stand and shoot, and managed to do much better this time around shooting. But I did get 2 in there, thinking that these 2 Dryads would mop them up. It's not to be. My other Dryads on the left flank charge in, bounce through some fanatics. They take a wound, but they manage to get in there, and they're going to make short work of these Archers. At least that is the plan. But as in Warhammer, nothing goes as planned, and these Archers are they're stellar. Despite me charging in, getting 2 attacks, and doing a lot of wounds, those fanatics really did take a beating on me. They came in from this unit over here with the Night Goblins right behind them, which is a sneaky trick, and then they bounce through and attack his unit too, but he managed to not get any wounds, and they managed to kill a buttload of Dryads. Unfortunate. That's how it goes. And there's the last fanatic, just kind of showing what happened when they were launched. Oh, he did lose a couple from his fanatics, but he managed to kill another Dryad. 1 Dryad in combat versus all of them. It's not really looking my way there, and I thought I had that one in the bag. Turn 1. Well, there we can see, yeah, it was Itchy Nuisance, and he got a level 6 on it. Okay, more dice, because he's got lots of dice, lots of things are shooting. These spear chuckas wreaked havoc the entire game. Most of the time they did nothing, but when they managed to connect with one of the treekin, they were wounding and doing D3 wounds, which was pretty nice for him. So, sorry for the blurry picture here. This was taken all with my iPhone. I didn't bring my nice camera because I'm missing a battery pack, but hopefully my next battle reports will have a nice camera. My other dryads move up. Probably going to have to eat this fanatic. Tree Man fails to charge because he's rather slow, but that's okay. I'm going to have treekins up in here for support. Units of Glade Guard moving up to support them too. His squig herd comes closer. I do a lot of shots from my Glade Guard. Managed to kill a lot of squigs and not so much the handlers, so that's a bit unfortunate, but we're whittling away that unit, and we have one wound on the treekin from a spear chukka. They managed to do our charge in when I'm thinking this is pretty much game over for these Glade Guard, but they only really have 2 squigs left, and the rest are handlers, just by random attacks. Just everything shooting in. This all had to be distributed. Still locked in combat, didn't break. Nothing's broken there. Managed to kill a few squig herds for me standing and shooting because I didn't think he'd make that far and make it in. This is him getting ready to roll a buttload of dice on his spell, and I managed to stop it. And since I was taking Lore of Life when I did cast a successful spell, you're able to regrow, and so I regrowed 1 wound on the treekin, even though I tried to do more, but it was dispelled. Sorry, I mentioned earlier my level 4 was in reserve. The level 4 I placed in this unit. Just his normal big unit of 23 Glade Guard was held in reserve. That was what different this game. Okay, Dryad's gone there. Squig Herd's looking to charge in one of these nasty units, and this Mangler is looking to bounce right through this tree man, which I think he's just going to get it because he is so short distance here. Alas, he charges in, fails his charge with the squig herd, which is nice. This is a 2. I have no idea why I'm showing 2. This isn't just peace. Basically, those guys held at the bottom and they actually ended up winning combat. Elves winning hand-to-hand combat. Imagine that. Okay. It's not looking good. Everything's kind of shimmying up because they're starting to get themselves in line because I'm playing and charging in and barreling in there. Miscast for him. He takes a wound. Spear chuckers keep shooting. Fail to wound my tree man, and one of them misfires. Justice. Stone Thrower launches one at him, and it misfired as well. So he's not going to be able to shoot for next turn. We have the Dryads charging in there, doing some more wounds, killing 4 archers. Way to go, Dryads. But the Goblin archers make short work of them. These Goblin archers, I think they win MVP this game. You'll see what happens with them. They are stellar. Combat's just a pillow fight here. Nothing can really attack each other. We're not doing very well. Oh, 4 wounds on me, and I managed to break him the second round. Perfect. Squig Herd comes into my tree man. I'm not looking forward to this. I don't think he can really match up. Round 2 with another unit of Dryads. Maybe they'll be more successful than the first round, and there's no Fanatics. Got them out of the way. Alright, I did manage in my magic phase to cast successfully Flesh to Stone. So this guy, this tree man, is buffed. He's normally toughness 6, so now he's toughness 9. Sweetness. Looks like I'm going to be avoiding a Mangler charge, which is good. And then he can't charge through this impassable terrain, so my treekin are moving up around the side. Glade Guard are trying to move up just to sort of either act as a redirect for this Mangler or possibly shoot him down, trying to get in the short range distance so I get my level strength 4 shots. And I'm being a little bit more cautious with these treekin because I'm not really sure what's going to happen with them. Tree Man goes to town, but they stay, being steadfast. More Dryads die, but I kill off a whole back rank of archers, of Goblin archers, which is not bad. Can't complain about that. Some of his spellcasters move up just to sort of get into better positions. He does have another spear chucker that came on that turn, and this is important. I think this is a dead pile, but apparently this guy came on in reserve, and you'll see why this is important in just a little while. These are the dead pile for the squigs. Alright, there's the end of the turn. Looks like that. We have his shimmy over from his night goblins in a horde, just to sort of get ready when these guys break that they can have a nice easy charge in. Mangler attempts to do the unthinkable and bounce through my level 4 and my Treekin, but stops short. And this is the sneaky bugger. So he moves up after coming on reserves last turn, and this is where it becomes important. So he's got a nasty great scythe there. And he declares a charge on my Glade Guard unit, which you'll see in just a moment. Everything else is sort of either moving up as is, and we're getting ready to do our charges. I shoot at them. Wood Elves you think would shoot better than Goblins, but apparently I can't hit them to save my life. And they shoot back, and look at that. Night Goblin Archers being more effective than Glade Guard. GW, if any one of you is watching, please make Glade Guard better. Maybe in the next codex, eh? Maybe in the next codex. I have my thoughts about what they could do to get a little bit more competitive, but I don't play them a whole lot, and if you guys do, please leave comments of what you think Glade Guard should be getting in their next update, because it's gotta be soon. It's gotta be. Alright, finally, Dryads acting like real Dryads and being effective in combat. You see, when there's more than just one attacking, you can get a lot more wounds. Treeman really going to town on the squig herds. He put his squigs up front, and a lot of his handlers are still in the back. Just a little shimmy and shake, but when you have that many squigs, your Treeman is not invincible. So they managed to break him. My Treekin are reforming and coming around the impassable terrain. This really put a march block between his units and my Treekin, and really I could have played this a whole lot better, but you'll see what happens with them. Fanatics are released after I attempt to charge, and he comes out and does a lot of wounds to them. This little guy does a charge on my Glade Guard unit here with my bunker. This is a failed Mangler charge, and he didn't quite get the movement he wanted. All game, I was trying to cast things like Regrowth and Flesh to Stone, but it was on what? I couldn't cast them on anything, and he had a lot of Dispel dice because he had so many wizards just channeling and getting really lucky, and me getting really bad magic bases. So I managed to catch Throne of Vines on, but it really, I can't even 6 dice anything to make this effective. Shooting at the Mangler, 1 wound left, we brought him down to 2, and here he's got a little archer, or a little sorcerer, running around being annoying, just like Codex Dan likes to do. So here's the charge from this great goblin. There's a detailed close-up. Oh, I guess we're going to get to that. There's the right flank. I just love taking pictures. Dryads actually finish off those archers. Woo! And overrun. This is an objective. It's not an actual goblin or something. So I overrun and actually get out of their front charge arc, which is quite nice. They actually ran off the table. So, yay Dryads. Here we go. Reformed because we didn't want to get charged by him. So what I decided to do was reform them and figured that was enough distance and for me to shoot at him. Shooting was going to be a miss. So I decided, you know what? I have my general here. I'm going to flee because I don't want to get hit by this Mangler, and I could bounce through this unit and be quite far away from him, and then be still more effective where the rest of my army is on the right flank where we're actually doing some damage. So I elect to flee instead of standing and shooting, and he catches them. I rolled double 1s, and he rolled exactly what he needed. He needed something that was pretty high, like he needed to roll, I think, an 8 or a 9, and with his poor goblin movement, he actually caught them and ran them all down. So that was the game turner. I was feeling actually kind of okay, like I could maybe do something, I could maybe pull off a win, or at least a tie with this. But no, not after that. Not after losing my level 4, and I have no life magic to spam his goblins, no dwellers below on him, which was really unfortunate. And now he's just angling up for a nice flank charge. Mangler bounced through this way to try and, because he knows my units are going to be coming on the table soon, so he's trying to get closer to them. Bounced through this unit, only took a wound on one of the Treekin. Oh, nope, killed the Treekin, put another wound on. He managed to do 3 wounds that round. So we have a Treekin being lined up here. He casts Itchy Nuisance on them. He gets another 6. Their movement is 1. This is not going good. And then he gets Spear Chukkas shot at him. I think there was 4 of them and a Stone Thrower. And we managed to kill 1 Treekin, which is too bad. Goblin Champions over here, destroying everything that was Elven and Archer. They're now going to attempt to shoot more at the Treekin. This is a little bit more of what the table looks like. Those Dryads were off. I do make the charge, however, even though I am movement 1. I do roll really high for my charge distance. However, I should have known this. You don't charge Goblin Spearmen. You don't ever charge Goblin Spearmen because they have nets. And when they net you, it really is ineffective, especially if you're like a high-powered, high toughness, or a high-strength unit, like an ultra skilled unit like these Treekin. They just make short work of you and make you look pathetic. My Glade Guard came on the 4th turn, managed to take out that Mangler Squig that was bouncing around, and I'm trying to hover around these 2 objectives because maybe I can get some battle points if I just don't, lose any more guys. But I don't have any Uber spells to take out this Goblin block. A Dwellers Below would have made them panic and run off the table. Instead, I'm losing my Treekin, and then foolishly I'm charging in the remaining Treekin that I do have into them as well. Sorry about the blurry picture here, just showing you what the battlefield is looking like. Sorry we keep it really messy. We don't have a whole lot of room to put our models in the tournament, so we have books and dice all over the table, and it's hard to see what's what, especially when you're like, is this a Goblin Shaman, or is this the objective marker, or what's what? This is an objective marker, and that's an objective marker. Dryads come on. These guys are actually facing them. It was just easier, so we getting ready to charge them. Actually, no, you know what? They actually are facing this way. They reformed to face me next turn because I wasn't able to charge them when I came back on the table. That's what happened. Foolishly send in my Treekin again. I get netted again. I don't know why I was hoping that they would net themselves, but they didn't, and then they made short work of that Treeman. So they turn around. That Mangler is dead, so again, sorry for the confusion everywhere. These archers move up because they want to start shooting at these guys, and it's not so looking good for the Wood Elves at this point. It's pretty grim. So I can either take a pot shot at like a remaining roving squig herd, or I can start turning my attention to these goblin archers and just get some victory and some satisfaction that way by decimating them. Combat gone wrong. Treekin runs. They don't catch. Woo! But he does want to get the points for that unit because, hey, why not? It's a tournament, so let's try and get all the points we can. 4 Spear Chukkas shoot at him and a Stone Thrower and manage to finally kill him. Dryads make a charge in. Sorry for the blurry picture, but not much happens here. There's everything's being thrown at him. The Dryads were slain in combat, and the last Treekin was destroyed. Archers. Archers ran because we shot them to pieces, and it was poetic justice for them being so well at shooting that the better archers finally outdid them, while I hugged the 2 objectives, and his great goblin with the great weapon is too scared to come in. And here's a look at the board, just at the end of the game. It is an overwhelming, crushing victory for the Orcs and Goblins, and I am 0-3 for this tournament. Hope you enjoyed the tournament. I promise, next game will be more exciting.